What would you do if the man you buried last week walked past you today? A funeral happened, a death certificate was signed, a town mourned. 7 days later, he returned. This isn't a ghost story, it's a true mystery of identity, betrayal, and a plan that blurred the line between life and death. Tonight we follow the trail through paperwork, ashes, and lies, to the moment a man called his own funeral. In a quiet French town, Jacques Moreau vanished. His phone went silent. His car was later found burned on a country lane. Investigators leaned toward a fatal crash. Accelerant in the engine bay. Heat warping the VIN plate. With no immediate next-of-kin DNA, grief filled the gaps. The body in the morgue became Jacques, on paper. His family spoke at the service, telling stories of a stubborn but kind man. The town exhaled. A shopkeeper swore he saw Jacques in the market. A familiar gait, the scar under the eye, the way he bought bread. Police shrugged, until a second sighting arrived with CCTV stills. The face was soft, but the outline was him. The coroner's office rechecked prints from the charred fingertips. They didn't match Jacques' employment records, but DNA from a tooth fragment hinted at a relation, like a distant cousin, keeping the door open to doubt. If the corpse isn't Jacques, who did they bury under his name? Detectives reopened the file. They rebuilt the last week, cash withdrawals, a pawned watch, a deleted cloud backup. A pattern emerged. Someone logging into Jacques' email from a hostile Wi-Fi 2 towns over the night after the death. Meanwhile, condolence letters began arriving with odd phrasing, as if written by someone who needed the funeral. Forensics found accelerant traces, inconsistent with a car fire. More like a staged burn from outside the hood. Phone metadata placed Jacques' handset near a storage unit at 3:12 a.m. The unit was rented under an alias. Inside, envelopes, spare phones, and blank passport photos. On a note, JM, 2 IDs, Monday. The money trail, small transfers siphoned from a failing business into prepaid cards, then cashed at kiosks. The family fractured, a sister refused to believe, a friend admitted Jacques feared bankruptcy and prison. The town changed, whispers at the bakery, eyes on the ground. People avoided saying his name out loud. A priest asked police a quiet question. What if he didn't die, but disappeared? The question split the town. Was this survival, or deception that weaponized grief? The breakthrough was a tiny stamp on a postcard, Lisbon, dated 2 days after the funeral. Cross-checks tied that stamp to a tourist sim used to call a single number, a former business partner. The truth wasn't supernatural, it was calculated, and someone else paid the price. Detectives mapped a scheme: disappear, swap identity, cash out, reset abroad, clean, except for the body. Reconstruction. Jacques staged a vanishing with an intermediary who supplied a stand-in identity and paperwork. A second man, debt-ridden, lonely, was pulled in as a disposable shadow. He became the body in the car. When news of the funeral aired, Jacques saw the unintended consequence, a real death, and his own name on the stone. He walked back into town to stop the lie, but found a larger machine already running. Fraud, manslaughter, conspiracy. Charges followed. Fraud for the finances, manslaughter for those whose scheme ended a life, perjury for the papers. In the end, Jacques didn't return from the grave, he returned from choices. Would you forgive him, or is that the ultimate betrayal? Subscribe and tell us below. Forgive or forget.